Stakes are high, and another sign the fight against Trump is gaining momentum. As the New York Times puts it, one Democrat says the party must play hardball and do its own disruption of norms and institutions, given what they face against Trump, as he openly says he wants to overthrow the United States Constitution and rule past 2029.
What if the very democracy we take for granted is being ripped apart before our eyes? As protests erupt across the nation and tensions within the Democratic Party reach a boiling point, one question looms. Can the fight against Trump and his growing influence still be won, or is it too late to save the country we know? With the future of America at stake, this is a battle you won't want to miss. Across the country, the chant is growing louder. Hands off our democracy. Hands off women's health care. What began as scattered frustration is rapidly transforming into a national movement. Protesters from coast to coast are now raising their voices against what they perceive as dangerous shifts in policy and power, many citing threats to constitutional norms, personal freedoms, and basic human rights. The stakes have never been higher, and the intensity is palpable. May Day rallies, historically focused on workers' rights, took on a new urgency this year. The focus expanded to include issues such as reproductive rights, democratic integrity, and even the increasing influence of tech moguls in government affairs. One protester summed it up best, saying, "I'm afraid for the future of our country, and the only way to fight that fear is to stand together." In just the first few months of this administration, the momentum for civil resistance is growing stronger. These early protests are unlike anything seen at this stage in other presidencies. The drive to push back against what many see as an authoritarian shift under Donald Trump is unmistakable. As noted by the New York Times, some Democrats are now calling for a strategy that actively challenges the norms and institutions Trump has exploited. One prominent Democrat even stated that the party must disrupt norms itself, given the escalating threats to the American democratic system, particularly as Trump has openly spoken about extending his hold on power beyond the next election, even suggesting he might rule until 2029. This has led to a profound shift in the way some Democrats are approaching this moment. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who has been an outspoken leader on the issue, recently commented on the grassroots movement that is gaining ground across the country. She emphasized that the mobilization isn't coming from Washington insiders, but from the people, ordinary citizens who feel their rights are under siege. These protests are a direct response to what many see as an administration that has failed to address critical issues, such as economic inequality, civil rights, and public safety.
Crockett, welcome.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to have you here in person.
Yeah.
Welcome to the beat. We've seen you out there pushing harder than some Democrats. What do you see in this mobilization right now? And does the elite or leadership wing of your party in Washington get it yet?
Listen, I got to say thank you to the people, right? Because this is a grassroots movement and the people are saying we are tired. And, whether or not we get it, I think that our solutions look a little different, right? Like there are those within the party that are saying things like, well, we did not give them the middle class agenda. We somehow left the middle class. But I'm like, we never left the middle class, right? We know that this administration, the previous administration, was trying to help out those that were struggling under the weight of student loan debt and saying if we can help them out, then this means that they can go and create generational wealth and go buy homes. Like they had real solutions, the child tax credit.
The conversation about effective communication continues within the party, with some arguing that Democrats have to do more than just pass laws. They need to make sure the public understands and supports those actions. This has been a recurring issue, especially as certain parts of the party argue that more radical reforms are necessary to truly shift the direction of the country. Crockett's comments on the party's internal struggles are notable as she describes how some members of the Democratic establishment have been hesitant to push for reform, citing obstacles like the Senate filibuster. However, she firmly believes that the party must be bolder in its approach and take stronger action to address the challenges at hand. It's clear that the party is divided, with some members calling for a more traditional approach and others advocating for more aggressive measures in the face of a seemingly intransigent opposition. Vice President Kamala Harris recently spoke out about this internal tension within the Democratic Party, highlighting figures like Crockett, who have been